All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever been there? Staring at your screen, it's late, you feel totally drained, and you're just wondering, how am I going to do this all over again tomorrow? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then this is for you. We're about to break down exactly why so many of us feel like we're running on fumes, right on the edge of burnout. This question, wow, it just hits home, doesn't it? It's that little voice in your head at 1 in the morning when you're scrolling through emails you haven't even opened yet. And you're not alone. Millions of really smart, high-achieving people are asking themselves this exact same thing. And honestly, it's the first major red flag that the way we're all working is just, well, it's broken. And here's the most important part. That feeling of being completely overwhelmed, it's not a personal failure, not at all. It's a massive, widespread issue. It's like this silent epidemic of burnout, and it's hitting the best and the brightest among us. It's a symptom of a system that's just pushing us way past our limits. So let me ask you, does any of this ring a bell? That feeling of being tired no matter how much you sleep? Or that constant brain fog that makes even simple decisions feel like climbing a mountain? Oh, and here's a classic one. You grind all year, and the second you finally take a vacation, bam, you get sick. These aren't just little annoyances. They're basically alarm bells going off, telling you that your body and your brain are in serious overdrive. Okay, so what is going on here? What's the real root of the problem? Well, it turns out we're trying to play a brand new complex game using a really, really old playbook, and it's just not working. Just look at this comparison. We're still kind of stuck in a work culture that was built for the production worker back in the industrial age. You know, where success was all about physical endurance, how many hours you could stand on an assembly line. But today, most of us are knowledge workers. Our value isn't in how long we can grind, it's in our creativity, our problem solving, our insights. We're trying to act like machines when our jobs are demanding that we be thinkers. And the results of this total mismatch, it is staggering. According to Gallup, a whopping 76% of employees say they feel burned out at least some of the time. Think about that. That's more than 3 out of every 4 people you work with. This is not a small problem. It's pretty much the default state for most of us. And burnout isn't just about feeling tired. It creates this whole domino effect with very real, very high costs. It leads to those expensive mistakes at work, right? It just kills our creativity, slows down our thinking, and it really puts a strain on our relationships, not just at the office, but at home too. Okay, but here's the good news. I promise there's good news. There is a much, much better way to do this. It's time to completely ditch that old playbook and adopt a new mindset, the mindset of a cognitive athlete. This is all about training for your work the same way an elite performer trains for their sport. This table just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the traditional worker who just grinds it out in a straight line, thinking more hours equals more success. But on the right, you see the cognitive athlete. They work in cycles. Intense effort followed by deliberate, planned recovery. For them, success isn't about time. It's about energy and impact. And that's what leads to high performance that you can actually sustain. So how do they actually pull this off? What's the secret? Well, they use a system that top-tier athletes and even elite military units have been using for decades. It's a real game changer, and it's called periodization. Periodization is really the engine that makes the cognitive athlete model work. It's a structured way to balance intense work with strategic rest. So instead of trying to go at 100% all the time, which, let's be real, is impossible, you actually sync your work to your natural energy cycles. You build resilience, and you avoid that inevitable crash and burn. The whole system breaks down into 4 phases. First, you have conditioning. This is where you build your foundation with solid, healthy routines. Next, you transition, which is like priming your brain before a big project. Then comes the performance phase. That's when you're operating at your absolute peak for that big presentation or launch. And then, maybe the most important step of all, recovery. This is where you intentionally decompress and recharge. It's a cycle, not a one-way street to exhaustion. So, where on earth do you start with all this? It's simple. You start with the most important phase, conditioning. This is where you build those fundamental habits that are going to support everything else. This is how you create a high baseline of energy and resilience for your everyday life. And the best part is, you could start today with some really simple, powerful steps. First, treat your sleep like it's the most important meeting of your day. Because it is. That's when your brain actually recovers. Second,
block out just one 90-minute session for deep, uninterrupted work. That lines up perfectly with our brain's natural focus cycles. And third, a super easy one, start your day with a big glass of water before you even think about coffee. Hydrate your brain first. See? These aren't complicated life hacks. They're just training fundamentals.
When you boil it all down, it comes back to this one central idea. Real, sustainable success isn't about working more hours. It's about working smarter. And the secret to working smarter is managing your energy, which you can renew, instead of just managing your time, which is finite. Recovery isn't something you do after you're done. It's part of the work itself. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When it comes to your career, are you just showing up and working, or are you actually training to win? To have a long, successful, and sustainable career without burning yourself out? Because the choice, well, it's entirely up to you.